Look at the coincidence here. I'm just talking about what you people think, but today I'm just going to take a topic about how to think. Few of us might have the deeper insight knowledge already about this topic. However, usually in a famous movie, director Bhagiraj used to tell every person you meet has something to learn. So I strongly believe that. And at the end of the session, something as a takeaway from this presentation. So let's move to the agenda of the today's presentation. First, we will see about some great evolution of some great ideas. We'll see about how to think and why we need to think, and logical fallacies, and some insights about critical thinking. And we will just take up an idea and let's brainstorm collaboratively. And we'll see at last is about some tools which helps to understand about critical thinking. Any business idea basically fits into these four buckets. One is sustaining, another is incremental, and the next is disruptive, and next is at last radical. Sustaining, you can take electric vehicle as an example. Every one of us know about the electric vehicle, which is booming all over the world. We have the main thing here is in the sustaining is the reducing and reusing the materials of the products. So we can the vehicles which helps to conserve the fossil fuels, petrol, diesel, all those stuffs. We can just conserve that, and at the same time we can reduce the greenhouse emissions all around the world. That's how we can conserve the environment also. So this is the advantage of sustaining. And next is the incremental approach. We can take Coca-Cola as an example. Coca-Cola initially started in the year 1886 with a sugar syrup, and they have value added the product year by year. And the core product is not yet changed today, and but they have bifurcated the core product into different models. The packing type is completely changed, but the core essence is not changed. So we can just consider this and how this business evolved over years. And initially, we know that it started in US, and it is penetrated to all around the world in each and every part of the world. We know that already. And next is the disruptive model. Disruptive model is basically just with the technology development, completely just breaks the existing market and creates a new market in the industry. As you know that Apple have created market business around it, and it was completely disrupted. Like camera and musical system, the way of musical system and the phone, everything is integrated into a single model. This radical approach, we can take Netflix and Prime Video as an example. If you take about the history of Netflix, they started delivering the video VHS tapes and DVD in the year 1998, and later in 1998, 99, they have started Netflix.com. So in all this approach, the core thing to deliver the product to the customer is not changed, but the way of delivery, the channel is completely changed. So this is how the business is evolved. Let's see some quick examples. So how the business evolved over the years. We know about the food delivery app which was existing like Zomato and Swiggy, and just see about how it started. First, in 1889, the first pizza was delivered to the Italian king Umberto and Queen Margherita, and later it was seen in India also. We call it as Dabawala. So the people, those who are working in the industry, the hotel will deliver the food items via the personalized delivery partners. And then in 1994, Pizza Hut was the first company to go online in US. They have just created a web application, and they have delivered pizza to the end customer online. And in 1995, Worldwide Waiter it's a restaurant which have created their own application online, and they have started delivering the food product to the customer online. And in 2008, Zomato just kicked off in India. So Zomato is initially called as Foodbay. So later, I think in the year 2010, the Foodbay is renamed as Zomato, and we know about how the operations happen in India. And in 2014, Swiggy started the hyper delivery to the end customer. So the point here, I want to say is we have many business which have evolved over times. So the thing is, what made the platform to get the friction and be a disruptive model and be a radical breakthrough over time, get the million customers in less time. So that we need to just understand the facts. Yes, we know so many benefits are there. Like we get the convenient delivery to to the customer, and also the technological advancements made in the internet and smartphone paved the way for the business to boom to make $1 million company. So here in 2008, this year made a remarkable change in delivering the food items to the end customer. So though we have so many years of delivering food items to the customer, but this point is a radical point which breaks and creates the huge wealth for the companies. So if you take the efficiency level, so we as a human evolve over time, and the efficiency, we always try to move from the inefficient state to the efficient state. We can't reverse back to the previous state. So this is how all the model works. This is a simple web page. So how the first pizza was delivered to the customer. Still now, Pizza Night has their operations in US. This is a web application. They will just feed their name and their address of delivery, and they will give the phone number and voice assistant. So this how the customer will be get contacted and get the food order delivered. Next, we see about the evolution of irrigation system. Written many things here. It was agriculture. We know that for the humanity to exist and to evolve, agriculture becomes the core part of the life to exist. And the statistical report says that we Indians depends on, for about 60% of our Indians depends upon agriculture, both directly and indirectly. So first we just see about a quick silly see about how the irrigation system evolved. In the year 2000, Egyptians have built some embankments just to save their lands from the floods from the Nile River. You can just simply imagine a block that was created just to make an obstacle for the water, and then later used for the farmlands. And in BC 539, Mesopotamia, okay, now it is renamed as Iraq and Kuwait, they start a new method, is perennial irrigation method. So they will just form a channel and by which they can make the irrigations to be done. And in 1900, Egypt, they water the plant by the Sakaria method. So basically, you can just imagine of that before the water pump system, we use the buffaloes and other animals to cultivate our land. And just think of that, the same method is followed there. And in 1908 is the year where the breakthrough happens. The invention of electric pump motor was invented. It was invented by Archimedes. And in 1937, in India, Texmo Motors, a company named Texmo Motors, where the company first started the production of commercial electric motor pumps for the agriculture field. Then the breakthrough happened. Everybody is completely moved from the mechanical method to the electric method. So since we are moving from the inefficient state to efficient state. So this is how it happened. And then in 1987, the irrigation method is completely changed. So in Israel, what they followed is they followed a drip irrigation method. So instead of watering, you can just imagine 1 acre of land. Instead of giving water to the entire land, they just thought of giving the water to the individual plants. Just the idea is just to conserve the water and to make the yield better. So I have just personally implemented this drip irrigation in my farmland. And 2023, AI enabled the smart system, basically the IoT device. So in the previous session, Dinesh have explained about how the IoT model works. So this was launched I think this is launched in Israel at first. They are just doing the experimentation. So this model, basically how it works is it uses the AI system to water the plants, and accordingly you can see a model to understand better. This is the application, this is the program, this is the digital application of the AI irrigation system. So it looks similar to our IMAX application model. We have the client server model JBoss. You can just imagine of that and compare that. Here we have humidity sensor and temperature sensor. So what this will do is this will provide a smart irrigation data to the end farmer, just giving that to conserve the water. They can improve the efficiency. At the same time, they can optimize the crop irrigation. And this method we can't implement in India as of now. And there are so many factors around it, and we have to wait and watch for how it happens in India. First, we'll see about just now we'll move about the topic, how to think. Before that, let's see about how our human thinking part works and how it evolves over the years. You can see 3 parts. One is the blue color, and the other is yellow part, and the third one is the green color. Basically, the blue color is don't think part, so which helps us to do the basic activity like sleep, shopping, sleep, eat, and other basic things. Okay, when we are as a kid, and as we grow up, the yellow part just grows up, and this is basically the emotional brain. So where we hear the sense of love, sentiment, sadness, and sometimes if we hear to a song, love song, will become sometimes romantic just hearing that. And the third part is nothing but the green part. The green part is nothing but the rational brain, so which always makes us to think all the time and always keeps on questioning us. So this is the thing. So as we evolve over the years, this green part takes over the entire thing and makes to be a rational thinker. You can just ask, does it make sense? Is that worth I spent a half an hour or 45 minutes for this presentation? You might ask these questions, come to your mind. So this is the thing. And in a nutshell, if I want to say, you can just think of segregating into two things. One is the rational mindset and emotional mindset. Emotional mindset purely thinks what we feel good, and what I personally feel good, we just make decision, and it doesn't rely on the logical facts. Simply what I feel, I will take the decisions accordingly. And the rational brain is completely opposite to the emotional mindset. It completely relies on the logical, and it focuses on the facts, and it always uses the intellectual sense. So for example, if I want to buy something in an online, so if something is booming in the online, let's say if I go to the app, in the first page, definitely all the online application will just to put some products and to make the customer to buy that. So if we are emotional, we will just add to the cart, and if we don't buy on that day, and in some course of time, our emotional mindset will just make us to buy the product. But if you take the rational point of view, the same thing. So whichever we actually need, that we will just think of that and read the reviews, and understand whether the product is necessary for us, and then we place the order. So that's how we can just compare the difference between the rational and mindset. But in practical way, we can't be always rational. So it's better to be a balance between the rational and emotional mindset. Just a diagram just to show you the Alavandan movie. So how to think and why to think? It's always better to be curious and ask questions all the time. Better to have the general curiosity in all things, and not to be a emotional thinker all the ways. If you think in a rational way, definitely it will help us to make our life better, both professionally and personally. Logical fallacies. Before going to the topic, I just want to ask a simple question. How many of us, after completing the grade 12, have chosen a degree which was popular in the market? Can just give us raise it up, or give your opinion as a thumb or something like that? Because I just personally share my opinion. I chose triple E as a department, engineering department. Why I chose? Because my nearby uncle told, so this degree is going to be a boom. This will be the future of life. You can just select this degree and life will completely change. I just share my personal experience of that. Why everyone is silent?
There is a lot of info to consume that meeting.
Okay, cool. Okay. I understand this is not the usual topic. It is become awkward or something thinking, but there are so many things to understand from this. So the point here is, if something is trendy and something people speak, it doesn't mean that that might be the correct. So we need to make decisions based on only the logical facts and which is correct or not. So that's the point I want to say here. Basically, logical fallacies is nothing but we just accept that something is correct because it is trendy, or someone, most of the people likes that. You can simply take an example of let's say I want to buy fish in the market. There are two shops, one which has most of the customers and everybody is pushing and rushing to get the product, another other shop which might have the quality product and no one is there to buy. Personally, what my mindset is, though people, those who are in the crowd, definitely they will give the best product. We think like that, but not all the times that is correct. Critical thinking, all the presentation we say there are so many things, thinking method available, critical thinking, clear thinking, so many structure available. I just want to tell in a nutshell, there's so many things available. The common thing which I see in everything is just make the decision based on the logical fact, and logical facts behind that, and don't just rely on the emotional thing on any situation. So these are the stages: reflective judgment, rationality, and self-awareness, open-mindedness, and truth seeking. You can just go through in the internet or YouTube about critical thinking, which will give you some insights more about this topic. Some benefits about critical thinking. So it helps us to improve the decision making, and also it enhances our problem solving skills, and it increases our creativity. It also stimulates the curiosity to learn new things. In a day-to-day life, we see many problems and many obstacles in life, and what I suggest you is you just make note of that those things. You can just self brainstorm yourself on a group, and we can just convert that into a real-time solution. So that's like we will just keep see next. This is a simple example. Just I want to show you. I know this is a sensitive topic, but I want to share with you all. A common Indian spends for about 15 to 25 lakhs for their wedding, and an average Indian earns for about 3.5 lakhs in a year. So, and common Indian six times of the salary for the wedding, let's say in 1 or 2 days, 2 days period. So it completely stupid how we are pouring this much amount of money for the marriage. So we don't know why we do that. Our ancestors do that, and we are just doing the same. And one more thing which I got the information is we have SaaS market, software as a service market. Currently, just it is estimated about some 15 billion. So I just don't want to check the real value how it is. Photography market of in India, it's quite higher than the SaaS market in India. So this was the funny thing. I just saw that. This is some statistical data which gives which are the departments in the crores. I've just spread it. Don't want to much go deeper into that.
Okay, for marriage, in the olden days, money were mostly spent on jewels and other part. Okay, over
Yes.
the years, we started spending on showing off other things. Okay, so that is why you can call it a stupidity. But otherwise, in the olden days, it was considered as an investment. Okay, so in the olden days, when a boy or girl is getting married, they used to give some gold to the family that will secure. But nowadays, instead of investing in gold, people started investing in conducting the marriage in big halls and arranging some party events. And so the money spent on those area, it's a waste. But money is other spent on gold and
I,
other things, you can consider it as an investment.
Yeah, I understand, G. See, most what is the reason we are spending this much of an amount of money for the marriage? Can you just imagine of it is
That's
only
what I told you.
oh,
See,
it is
in the
it is
olden
only
days, it
to
was
it's only to show my statistic my status to other people. Oh,
that is what I'm telling you. Okay, in the olden days, money were spent on goals, and they were some people, families, they were gifting lands. But nowadays, the thinking is changed. Okay, so it's only to show off. They are conducting marriage in big marriage halls, and they just hiring some. I think you would have seen Nia Nana, where a girl wanted to land on a helicopter for marriage. So these kind
yes,
of
yes, Deepak.
money spent, that can be considered as a waste. But otherwise, in the olden Indian tradition, it was considered as an investment.
Correct, bro. But the thing is, before 1970, the statistical report says that marriage was happened in a better, cheaper way. So there was no amount of bulk amount of jewelry or dowry which was got. And though the dowry act was implemented in the year 1980, the report says that till 2010, 95% of the marriage happens with the dowry, including me. Okay, that's a fun. That is the sensitive thing. We just don't want to argue on that. So just want to
I want to add on one more point. It's
one
like
more
this
thing.
kind of marriages, costly marriages happening these days, which you can see outside. This is more like a cultural shift, right? Like people's mindset has changed.
Yes,
Do you really think it's linked to the rational thinking or critical thinking? Because I feel so. It is not because of people doesn't understand that they are spending a lot, but due to some cultural pressure or some sort of situational circumstances they are doing that. So it's more like it's try to be not to be outcasted from the society or try to be in sync with the other part of the society. They are just doing it, even though they are aware maybe that they are spending a lot of amount of money on these marriages, which is not actually fruitful to any good reason. But
you
I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to say is that is it really the rational thinking or the critical thinking being a part of this, which is not actually being outplayed the outcome actually.
let's say Sandeep bro, okay,
Hmm.
before the marriage, if someone, let's say a financial advisor, a person you trust comes to you and tell the facts was you spent around 20 lakhs for the marriage. Let's say in a 3 days you spent 20 lakhs. Okay, that too you are from a middle class family. You get some personal loans and you just borrow money from others. If you give that money to me, okay, as a financial advisor, I will invest in these markets. stock market and bond market. But one thing, I will not touch the rituals and the beliefs you have, the basic things from the marriage. We will not touch those things. But the exaggerate spendings in the marriage, inviting a number of people for the marriage. Let's say, for example, for my marriage, my father have invited 3,000 people. So I, in my lifetime, I don't know who they are and why we have invited those much people, and what is the reason behind that to spend to that much amount of money on just 2 or 3 days. Okay, just to show our pride to others. We are wealthy or something like that. That is, I find useless.
We
Makes
can't
sense, right?
completely rule out that is
I
useless because
understand, bro. I
no, no, no,
understand.
no. I will tell the rationale behind it. Maybe
Mhm.
something which is useful for the economy. Like if you spend on a grand marriage, so you'll give it to the flower vendor, you can give it to the catering contractor, you can give it to some other the decorating guy. So these again, the business is getting booming. Their business they are getting some businesses, and we are giving back to the economy, and they also survive. And we are also giving life to many of the workers, subcontractors.
I
So this is
I
again
I
economy thing.
I understand. See, we are not.
And moreover, see,
Uh,
you would have spent some money for the marriage, okay? And basically in the south, okay, so we used to get money as a gift, okay? So whatever you spend, some part of it will be covered as a gift, okay? So it was like a function which covers the money rotation also, okay? But nowadays it's different, okay? But in the olden days, the purpose of grand marriages and even inviting, as you said, 3,000, it was different. Or otherwise, maybe people would have seen your marriage as a.
there are so many tools available in the market for the brainstorming. Let's say you get an idea and you think it is a potential idea that will create some impacts in the market. You can just think of these available free software, and you can use this application. You can just log in free of cost, and you can use this tool just to brainstorm an idea and apply some thinking skills to in order you can get something out of it as a end product, something like that. Miro, I just check all those tools. Okay, I find this is the easiest tool which I found in the web. Just I want to share this tool. The tool. This is how the tool looks like. You can just create some flowcharts. If you just log into school, we have inbuilt templates available. You can choose any of the template and you can just add a caption. Okay, just I have selected that. What is the best way to disrupt costly marriage in India? You can just point the reasons. What are the reasons which comes to your mind and how you can avoid it and how you can stop it. Using this tool, you can just use the symbol, create n number of branches, and from that you can create the subtree. And something is if you don't want, you can simply delete that. Quite easy tool. You can just think of this tool and you can just log in and try that. It will be helpful for you.
I would like to just add one point here.
Okay.
The most important thing which make everyone to fall into this is because from the childhood till the marriage date, everyone will actually create a moment that this is your lifetime moment. It will not happen again. So that's why most of the people, especially in the middle class, they would like to spend more on that day because
Yeah,
they will be thinking that this is our one-time life opportunity day. It won't happen
and
again. So people will actually really think themselves, or they will be treated as a king or queen on that day. So that they will be tend to spend more on these things. This is the one thing I would like to add. Yeah.
you are correct. There are so many slides which was available in the previous. So this is the main aim of the presentation. The thing is to get more ideas from the around the 150 grateful minds Enzoians. You can think of that and you can brainstorm yourself or in a group, or you can check with the management and you can brainstorm your idea and you can just pour your ideas in the idea funnel. And one definitely your management will look into that and think of that, and definitely if the idea is potential, they will make into a tangible products to the market. So I think so many of you have already given some most idea. There are some.
Thank you for the marketing idea.
This is the ultimate aim of my presentation. This comes to my
Yeah.
mind, and from
Yeah.
that all the previous slide I have got idea.
Okay. Anyway, I'm thinking to give a brief on that idea money because not many of them knows. Maybe
Okay,
that
okay,
will take it later. Thank you.
okay, fine.
Thank you. Yes.
And if you want to learn something and more about critical thinking and how to think, so this is a website which is available free of cost. School of Thought. You can just log in and get some insight into that. Now, apart from this, people, those who are in the marketing field or just irrespective of the marketing field, we need to understand the human mindset. So, in order to perform better, so though we work in different silos as a QA or business consultant or coder, we actually in the end we are just work for the customer. It's better to understand the human patterns and how they think and how it works, Definitely it will helpful for us to create some big deals and perform better. And philosophy, I think most of us might have known already, just trying to deeply interested in seeking the truth of anything. At last, I just end this session. To get a good idea, you need to have a lot of ideas. And also Asif says that not any idea is a bad idea. There is no idea is a bad idea. So just think, and you can using some the available to doesn't, you can't restrict to the tool which I have given. You can choose any tool which is available. Just try to think and come up with the ideas and pour into idea menu. Thank you all.